Exactly 19 minutes after 7. Welcome to my banner. On 1st of July 2014, Ghana witnessed a protest by the concerned Ghanaians for responsible governance. They put pressure on government to fix the challenges facing the country. We're still facing some of those challenges, though. But the group later joined others to form OccupyGhana. Well, last Friday, a Facebook post announced the formation of a new group from OccupyGhana. Leading members of the group announced the formation of what they call the Citizen Ghana Movement. That's what we're going to be talking about. Why do they break away? Is it a breakaway? Well, first of all, a lot more details we're going to be sharing. Sarah Asafoje is with Citizen Ghana Movement, and George Kojo Anti is also with Citizen Ghana Movement. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having us too.
So, let's talk about OccupyGhana. You had a certain agenda, and then now you're no more with the group. What happened?
Well, when we formed OccupyGhana, together with other well-meaning Ghanaians, the vision was to create a movement, and a movement in the true sense of the word. And we were supposed to, at one level, engage government to make sure that the people that we had given power to used the power to our benefit, to secure our welfare. But on a different level, we're also supposed to engage the citizens of Ghana to ensure that we also play our respective roles, as citizens. It's a two-way thing, So over time, we realized that the vision that we had was not fully being met. And when we say it was not fully being met, what we mean is that we had limited, the methods we were using to seek the goals, the realization of the goals that we had. You'd realize that we had, put together a number of forums. We had started some litigation in court, but beyond that, we felt that there was that missing connection with the man on the street.
Okay.
With the trader, with the, market woman. We didn't feel that connection.
What were you doing before? Because I remember you were using social media heavily.
Yeah. And the aim was to use that as the nucleus, but then grow it into a mass movement. It was not supposed to be a movement on social media. Social media was just supposed to be one of the many tools. It so happens that that's what we decided to use first.
Okay.
But over time we appeared to have been limited, to that space. And we were not comfortable, some of us were not comfortable with that because we were not connecting with the people for whom we started this thing.
Okay, so Sarah, why didn't you just share with leadership your frustrations?
Oh, we did share, and I don't know if you call them frustrations. It's basically different approaches to the same problem at different levels. And to top up what George said, I live on a very busy street, and they come to me and they're like, oh, can OccupyGhana tell the people to come and pick up our rubbish? Obviously, OccupyGhana is not positioned to do that. They're not. So we want to sort of be that bridge, more community-based, citizen-oriented. The flooding. How do we tackle the flooding? Let's put pressure on the people who are supposed to do the right thing before the rains came. It rained 2 days ago. I didn't see any change in some of the gutters. I talked to people who live in the Odor area, and they said nothing has changed there. So if the rains come heavy again, we're going to flood. Who is stepping in to make sure that the right thing is done there? So we want to fill that space.
So can I put it this way, that OccupyGhana grew bigger than the movement itself?
No. It didn't quite become the movement we had anticipated. For example, if you use social media heavily, you're excluding about 90% of the mobile phone users, because I just found out yesterday only 10% of all the mobile phone users in Ghana use smartphones. You have to get out on the street, and by that I don't mean a demonstration. I mean get out on the street, interact with the people, find out what are the problems, find out where you can help them get the solution, help them to find the right answers to the questions. that they have.
Okay, so George, there's Occupy Ghana.
Yes.
And there's Citizen Ghana movement.
Yes.
What's the difference?
Well, I don't want to speak for Occupy Ghana, but if you ask me as an outsider, let me take myself out of all of this and stand back and then try and be fair. I would say that Occupy Ghana is working more like a think tank, you know, of sorts. And Citizen Ghana is working more as a mass movement. So basically, like Sarah rightly said, we are using two different routes, you know, to get to the same destination.
Okay.
Which is good governance.
Yes.
Across
So
the
who
board.
is with you? Because, you know, there were some very big known names in Occupy Ghana. Some of them we know they've gone very partisan. They've gone into partisan politics now. But are they with you, or do you have some of the big names with you?
Where a big name is. John Ante is a big name.
Yes, I know. But do we have the Kofi Bentos, the I don't know, Judge Anda? Definitely not with you on Citizen Ghana moment.
Let's say the 6 young people who engineered, so to speak, Occupy Flagstaff House on July 1st, 2014. We have 5 of the 6 in Citizen Ghana movement now.
Okay.
We have others, you know.
Would you want to give us the names?
You have mentioned Kofi Bento, Sarah, myself, and there are a couple of others, you know. As of now, we have a board of directors that's made up of 16 people. We used to be 6. So it's 16 now. That means we've added 10 people more. So yeah.
Is Kofi with you?
Kofi
Yes.
is with Citizen Ghana.
Okay.
Yes.
Kofi is with Citizen Ghana, not Occupy Ghana.
Citizen Ghana movement. Kofi
Movement.
Bento is with Citizen Ghana movement.
Okay. So I know that Kweku Bako also joined, you know, he wanted to be an occupier.
Yeah.
Is he an occupier or he's a citizen?
Oh, I don't think it is fair for me to speak for him because he has not given me that permission.
I guess
But
what I'm
he did-
asking is,
Yes.
do they all know that this is it, so that those who want to be citizens would join the citizen movement and those who want to remain
I
occupiers?
think right now we
Either
haven't really
or,
come
yeah.
out. There isn't an either or.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
after being an occupier, you can be anywhere and be an occupier. I keep saying my aunt and uncle call themselves occupiers. They're an identity. They're on the streets trying to mobilize people to register to vote and do things. They say we are occupiers. They've never met anybody from Occupy Ghana. They've never been even to a forum, but they believe in the concept. As soon as Citizen Ghana comes out and we start making noise, you have people saying that want to be part of it.
So should we expect, you know, when you start your campaigns, should we expect some occupiers to be part of you, depending on what you're talking about at any point in time?
I believe so. Yeah, it's perfectly logical to be an occupier and be a citizen supporter.
So are you occupiers too?
Yeah, I believe I'm an occupier. Yeah.
Okay, now
Occupy-
I'm confusing
Marvin,
us
no,
now.
no.
It's only confusing because people want to believe
Yes.
there's been bad blood.
Yeah.
I personally had lunch with how many of them? 3
Yeah.
last Thursday. We were all at a forum at World Bank.
So why break away? I mean,
It's not
because
break
you
away,
still
it's
could
not-
be
it's
an
not-
occupier and still do your community
No.
things.
We said that there are 2 vehicles. Okay. The vehicles are moving towards the same destination, and we are using 2 different routes. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You can be going for a family trip, okay, and your car is too small, so your husband has a car. Some of your children will join your husband. You would also go with some of your children. You all meet at the camping site. You could use 2 different routes. Doesn't mean the family has split into 2.
So where's
No.
Ace Hankoma?
Ace is with Occupy Ghana.
So how do they feel about your movement? I'm sure you know.
I have heard Sidney Kesley Hayford speak on air, and he also said basically the same thing that I am saying here. And bear in mind that if we have so many civil society groups all functioning at optimum level in this country, Ghana would be the better for it. Sidney said that.
Yeah.
So we've wished each other well on the 2 paths that we have taken. We would meet at certain points. We would do programs together. occupiers
We
would
will
be
attend
citizens,
each other's
citizens
programs.
would be occupiers, but we've just decided we are using 2 different cars and we are using 2 different routes and we are going to the same place. That's it.
So what are some of the issues that you would be tackling, helping to put a bit more pressure so that authorities can fix?
You can talk about the flag.
Okay, so the first thing that we have coming up, the very first thing, is something that we have dubbed Fly the Flag. It's a national campaign, you know, that seeks to revive the sense of nationalism, patriotism in the Ghanaian. We've realized that over time, partisan politics, you know, has divided this country to a point where we eat, drink, sleep partisanship. And that line of thinking does not produce solutions. Even if it does, the solutions are never, you know, seen through. So we want to move the national discourse beyond partisan politics. We want to move it to a national level. Let us discuss Ghana. Let's learn to put Ghana first. Let the person who belongs to Party X and the person who belongs to Party Y realize that, look, it's Ghana first. It's whatever we are doing, let's think of Ghana first, because that is missing. So we are looking at bringing it back. You know, in 2008, you would remember when we had the African Cup of Nations, you had the Ghana flag everywhere. People were clamoring, you know, for paraphernalia, you know, branded with Ghana. We want to bring that back.
Before we get to the point of everybody rally around the flag, why don't we look at the reasons people are not proud of the flag anymore, or seem to be?
Is it that they're not proud of the flag or they've disregarded it? I don't think anyone is not proud of the flag. I think we've come to a very negative place where we always look for there's going to be problems. We anticipate problems where sometimes they're not. There are a lot of real problems. But it also behoves on us as citizens to do the right thing. So many of us, I'm sure at times I do the wrong thing knowingly. So take a minute, just think about who you are. The one thing that unites all of us is we are all Ghanaians. If something happens abroad and there's an airplane crash, they don't say Mama V if they don't know your name. They say Ghanaian dies in this thing. When someone wins award, Ghanaian wins award, Ghanaian goes to NASA. Let's unite under we are all Ghanaians. Let's do the right thing, because unless all of us get on board, we can't solve these problems that we have.
So how do you intend doing this? Because you are asking us to take partisan politics out of it.
We are not saying take it out. No, we are saying aspire to something higher. Let that not be the limit, because it appears that many people are limited by that now. They can't see beyond their party colors. Most people cannot see.
But you think we can change? Because we've gone really, really deep into it now.
We can change.
How?
It starts, look, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. And we are here talking today. I believe that the media also know what is going on. You know, we all know it. We all see what is going on, and we sometimes pretend, you know, not to notice that we are not developing, and we are not developing because we are not talking Ghana. We are talking party colors. So it starts with that first step, which Citizen Ghana movement is taking. We are hoping that the media would come on board. We know you will.
What would you want us to do?
Let's talk Ghana. Let's talk Ghana. Let's put Ghana first. So if we sit on a platform, we discuss something, solutions are put forward. Let's push the powers that be to see to it that those solutions are implemented.
Let's look at the things that we've been pushing for a while now.
Yeah.
And let's see if, you know, we've been able to push. We push. But if nobody is responding to that push, you won't get anywhere. You will come back and talk about it again.
We push harder then. We push harder then. Just imagine if the media was together with civil society, we're together with the Christian Council, the Islamic Council, chiefs come on board, and we are all telling the AMA, for instance, dredge the lagoon. We're all saying the same thing. We're all singing from the same hymn book.
And don't forget the citizens themselves. If they are motivated and they can make that direct correlation between I go out and I tell the AMA to clean this gutter, I won't be flooded next year. They should, or they would.
Yeah. I personally I am at that point. I think Sarah is, and I believe you also are. Every year, 3 people died, 4 people died, 200 people died from flooding. We know the solutions. It doesn't take, I don't know, space math or whatever to figure it out. We know what the solutions are. So why is it that every year we would wait and sit down? We know the rains will come.
So you think that the pressure would get them to act?
Yeah. If
do you remember how many lives were lost in and this would be exactly 2 weeks ago? And have you seen, I mean, just walk around those areas that were flooded. Have you seen it happen again? My point is, even with a lot of lives lost and we making headlines for all the wrong reasons, they're not getting it.
But did even 200 people march to the AMA office or walk to the AMA office to demand something be done?
And Sarah, even to add to that, if those 200 went, would you get 200 people, making up, comprising people from party X, Y, Z?
Uniting
from
to
the Christians, Muslims, traditionalists, or whatever, media people. Would there be that variety in that group? Would there be that variety? Or would people say, oh, last 4 years when you were in power, you also didn't do it and 3 people died. This year, mine, only two people died. So I actually performed better than you did. That is what we've reduced this country to.
Equalization.
That is what we've reduced this country to. We are now putting price tags on human life. Yours was worse than mine. And nobody sees a problem with it. Citizen Ghana feels something has to change. We want to be the ones to start it, and we want everybody to help us. It's Ghana we are pushing.
And to be more inclusive as well.
So this flag campaign, is there a date to something that you'll be doing?
Yes, 23rd of June, that's next Tuesday, at Jamestown, Manchagbona. We'll be there from 10 o'clock. We're inviting everyone to come along. Just join us. Just take a moment every day, that's what we're saying, to think about Ghana first. We all get up, we all pray to our various, to our God. And just remember, I'm a Ghanaian. What can I do today personally to make Ghana better? Or what can I do to stop someone making Ghana worse?
The thing is, you are engaging us. But there are people who they have higher authority.
Oh, we are getting some of them too.
So are they involved? Because if they are not involved, then it's just us trying to make a difference. We'll still not get anywhere.
But Mama V, let me remind you of something. When it gets to that point where the leaders decide they will not lead, the people have the power to force them to follow. So if we are getting to that point where our leaders have just decided they are not going to listen to us anymore, then basically what we are going to do is to force them to follow us. That's it. The talk shop has to stop. Every time we are talking, don't we get tired of talking? We know what the solutions are. I don't know what problem this country is facing that the powers that be do not have.
Let me ask, because you said don't we get tired of talking? Don't you also get tired of trying to put pressure?
We do get tired, but we can't give up now.
Yeah.
We can't give up yet. Maybe we'll never give up. Because I don't want to live in a country where every day I have a problem from when I wake up to when I go to bed.
So why don't you just get out of the country then?
I love Ghana.
I'm sure you have the means.
No, I love Ghana, and my family is here. And we've lived outside and we've helped make it better. We've obeyed laws. We've paid our taxes. We've voted people in. We've voted people out. Why can't we do the same here in our own country?
And you say, why won't we leave? If I decide to leave, let's even assume that I have the means, which I doubt very much. But let's just say I do. Can I take my entire family with me? My extended family? My cousins, my nephews, my nieces, my grandparents? Can I take all of them with me? No. In Ghana, everybody is related to somebody. So we are in this together. We need to understand that. Our politicians need to stop thinking of the next election and think of the next generation. We need to get to that point. We need to get to that point. It's a vicious cycle. It has to be broken at some point.
At what point did you think of forming another movement?
At that point where we realized that the vision that we were aspiring to, was not being fully met, we did try, to, as it were, have a broader base. By broader base, I'm talking of bringing people in, more people in, because if you have 10 hands or 12 hands, you can't do as much work as 200 hands can do. So we did try that, but we kept hitting walls, because it's natural. Some people are more comfortable with, going through litigation, going through,
Are you not happy with that? Because
we are very happy.
I was going to cut in. I think at the point for me was that things were under control. Occupy Ghana was doing an excellent job at the legal thing. I'm not a lawyer. I have no experience. I can't really contribute to that. What can I do? I don't mind going on the street. I don't mind talking, using my network. So I feel for me, this is a better fit for me right now. Yeah. But I give them all the kudos. What they're doing is fantastic, and I will support them at any time.
Some of your critics would say that this is a very crucial point. I mean, this is 2015, but we're in the middle of 2015. 2016 is just around the corner. You're forming different pressure groups so that you can make noise because you're trying to change governments. You want people to feel that we have so many issues and you're talking about it, and it's just so you can be louder.
Oh, that is not true. I think the child who is infected with cholera, their parents feel how loud the cholera is. The people who died in the floods, their families. I nearly lost my cousin. I nearly lost my cousin. She was in a vehicle with some others. 2 people died in that vehicle. That's loud enough for me. That's as loud as it can get. So I don't need someone to tell me I am suffering. Go to the streets. Ask those people, are you suffering, or are you saying you are suffering because you heard Citizen Ghana movement saying we are suffering? No. The Ghanaian can feel pain when pain is inflicted on him. You don't need someone to come and tell you haven't eaten today. No, we are suffering, and we all know we are suffering. We can choose to pretend and bury our heads in the sand and make it look like it's some people who are complaining because maybe, I don't know, they are living in a different country because the rest of us are happy. But that is not the truth. That is not the truth. Anybody who says I am comfortable and I am happy with everything that is going on, my entire family is so happy and Ghana is the best it can possibly be, ask that person a couple of questions, because they are not being truthful to you.
How do you feel about those occupiers who are now parliamentary candidates on the ticket of the new Patriotic Party? I know that Kojo Ponkrama was very much involved in your activities, and George Anda as well.
Well, Kojo wasn't involved. He actually just moderated an Occupy Ghana event.
Yeah, but that's been...
Okay, that's about...
If you like.
I am very happy. I am so happy they won. I'm in touch with them almost daily, both of them. I give them full support. I'm happy. Now, that doesn't mean that I believe that some movements should have partisan leanings. I don't. And we are non-partisan.
Because
it's your choice. I mean, you can't suppress someone's ambition and someone's desire to serve the country the way they choose.
Should we expect to see them in your movements? In your campaigns, in your projects?
No. Everybody is welcome. You can be the party chairman of Party Z or general secretary. We welcome them all. They should come.
Would we not then be going back to what you're trying to avoid?
When you come to play by the rules.
Yes.
You play by the rules that we have.
But
so when you come, we are pushing Ghana first.
Yes. I am so Khaled. No. I'm a parliamentary candidate. Yeah. I don't know what other rules you want me to, because people would identify me.
For example, let me answer this. The Dumsoma Stop Vigil, we had MPs there. Yeah. We had parliamentary candidates. What we stopped, you are not allowed to speak on party matters here. That is all it is. Come, we love them. We vote for them. But you cannot speak the party with the party's voice in this setting. That is all it is. But you can join. So if you come, you're not going to say, well, NDC wants to do this, MPP wants to do this, or this MP, or don't do this, because, you know, we are there as citizens.
Yeah.
We all vote. I'm a very strong advocate of voting, and I'm a very political
The
person.
priest votes. The Supreme Court justices vote. People in the media vote. We all vote. We all vote.
Yeah, the people in media vote, but you never hear them saying you did.
You know, it doesn't mean that you are an ardent follower of a political party.
Yeah.
Some of us, we vote based on who can provide for us.
Yes.
Yes. Some of us, that's where we vote. We vote with the stomach. So it's like, are you going to be able to provide for my family and I for the next 4 years? Or for the next 8 years? Or for the next 12 years? That is what informs some of us. So if you are a kind of person who is in parliament and you think of Ghana that way, then you are essentially somebody who believes in citizen Ghana. Because you are thinking of Ghana. The people we don't like are the people who think of themselves first and think of Ghana second when there's some of the booty left. So whatever is left, let's give that to Ghana. Those are the people we don't like.
Okay. So how many are you now? I mean, in terms of membership.
16.
We're 16 now.
16 founding, but
founding members. But like we rightly said, it's a movement. You know, people should expect that by Tuesday, when we hit Jamestown with Fly the Flag, you know, we would inform them on how they can become members of Citizen Ghana. Okay. You know, because it's open to everyone.
So you don't have followers as it is now?
Oh, we have people who follow us on Twitter. We have people who follow us on Facebook. But that is not what we are looking at. No.
People
we want
on the ground.
People. We want to be able to say Kofi Mansa or Kofi whatever, Menu, who is a trotro driver here. He's our member. We know where to find him. We can hit Kofi Menu. If Kofi Menu is not on Twitter, we should be able to send him a text on his Yam or his Coco Yam phone, you know, that we are meeting here. Come and let's talk Ghana.
So are you recruiting members now? Are you appealing to followers? Are you asking people to join the movement?
Yes, that's what we have just said. Yes.
Do you get a card for being a part of it?
Actually, we are debating. Do people like cards these days, or do they want some fancy thing on their phone? If they want cards, we'll give them cards.
What would be your benefits as a member of this group? I mean, if I were to join, for instance.
If you have a problem, you bring it to the larger group. We will have a wide skill base, and then we can try and address it and try and help you, support you.
There are people who haven't been paid for months, several months. That's what their concern is. There are people who are very concerned with the sanitation issue.
Yes.
There are people who are very concerned with education. You know,
Health.
so we're not limiting ourselves
Health,
to
transport.
one thing and saying it's government and we are attacking government. No. So sanitation, we're going to, you know, let the citizens know that we have a role to play. The person who drops litter by the road, okay, is as guilty as the person who has decided he's not going to dredge the lagoon. The same. It's the same. You know, so we are looking at working, you know, with a more concerted front, you know, so that you don't have us coming off as attacking government all the time. No, because there are certain things that government visits on us because we allow them to.
So one more thing, just before we go. Why are you doing this, Sarah?
I'm doing it because I'm in quite a privileged position. I've raised my family. I just have one more little child. I'm fairly comfortable, and I want to live in a community that I enjoy living in. I want to have my basic rights, and I don't think I should sit back for someone to do the work. I'm able-bodied, I have a brain, and I have a voice. So let me go out. I live in a very interesting community in Osu, Akwaje, where we all clean our gutters every Saturday. Nobody has told anyone else to do it. People's children drop, the neighbor will tell them, go and pick up the litter. And we come together. When there's a funeral, everyone contributes. And I think Ghana should be more like that. So I live in a microcosm of what I would like to see. You know, a country where everyone thinks of the other person. You know, and you know that what they say, if your neighbor's house is burning, fetch your water.
Fetch water and then put it in yours. You might be next.
George.
Why am I
You're
doing
young.
this? Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
do you want to go to Parliament or something? You want people to know you?
No, no. I
Never
want
say
to be,
never.
I mean, at this point, no. I'm not here. At this point, no. But what really motivates me is that I realize Ghana can get better. The country has so much potential. You know, we have people from Ghana who are making it outside and making it big. You know, so what we have here is not a lack of brain power. No. It's something else. And I feel it can be fixed. And I want to be part of the people who fix it. So that, say, some time to come, I can sit with my grandchildren, maybe smoking some pipe, and then tell them, look, Grandpa was part of those who built this Ghana. That's it.
Okay, interesting. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I wish you the very best, really.
We wish that you will join us too, to fly the flag of Ghana.
Yeah, I want to experience Jamestown.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I'll make up my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very good.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Let's
So-
fly the flag. Everybody get a Ghana flag. Get a branded shirt, Ghana branded shirt. Get an armband. Get something Ghana.
And
I have
every
my
day-
laptop in here.
Every day, just look at it and just think, Ghana, what can I do?
Let's get to that
To-
point
to
where
make things
the civil
better.
servant thinks of Ghana so much that when he goes to the office, he doesn't want to collect bribe. Let's get to that point.
Okay. I like that. We'll see. So you said next Tuesday,
23rd June,
10 a.m. Yeah.
10 a.m.
and anybody and
Must have
everybody
gone
can
now.
be there.
Everybody should
Yeah.
be there.
Okay.
Anyone.
All right. Thanks for your time. I
Thank
wish
you
you the
for
very
having
us.
best,
Having us, yeah.
really. all the very best. But let me go back to our reflection this morning that we put on Facebook. The world cannot change just like that. How about you start changing first? And a lot of you commenting on that issue. Chumberima says, with the right mind of attitude, the world can change. Mami Araba says, yeah, it's just like saying nobody is talking with me when actually you haven't said anything to get a response. Change starts with a move. All right, let me read some more messages. Perez says, just what I keep saying. Mohammed Baba says, we can if we only change our attitude towards vision, aspirations, hard work, and commitments. Sami Tuga says, everything begins with a step. Even 1,000 distances start a step, so the world can change. Awin Tuam says, change can only happen when we, the individuals, change our attitudes, our negative attitudes to handling public properties, institutions, and so on, as if they are ours, okay, and also avoid embezzlement of public properties. So this is really, really getting down. Chukuma Uche says, we're all agents of positive change. The choice is ours. Thank you for all those beautiful messages. You can get involved in our Facebook conversations. Just go to facebook.com/Joy News on TV. You're still watching the AM show.